opened the game last week at Rutgers. Away we go in Iowa City. Brendan Franke did not give him a chance to bring that one out. So the Iowa Hawkeyes have a developing story at quarterback by the name of Mark Gronowski. Grew up in the Chicago suburbs. Only one scholarship offer out of high school took him to South Dakota State. He excelled there, won a pair of national titles, also claimed one National Player of the Year award. Won the starting job shortly after he transferred here. The win at Rutgers for the Hawkeyes last week, his 52nd most in the nation. Running has been his strongest point so far. Makes his 59th career start, facing the number 11 Indiana Hoosiers. Terrell Washington gets the start. Not much off the left side. Picks up one on first down.
Well, Paul, you know, we talk so much about Indiana's offense coming into this game. And I think when I look at this game, Iowa, when they're on offense, can they run the football? Can they shorten the game? Can they eat some of the clock off? And then, of course, doing all that, be successful in some way, trying to score some points.
Had 4 different running backs start already this season. And no Jazzian Patterson here, their leading rusher here today. Second down 9 for Gronowski. Batted down and picked off. Indiana comes up with the first big play. Amari Farrell, the safety, with a pick.
That'll be his 3rd interception of the year, but also the formation, what they were trying to do, 2 defenders free, running at the quarterback, and the ball tipped, and Farrell gets the interception.
Isaiah Jones, linebacker, start for the first time. Got his hand on it right there. Amari Farrell with the pick. Just like that. Hottest offense in the nation sets up first down and 10 on the Iowa 24.
Well, Paul, you told me it was going to be loud here today, and it's early. They just threw an interception, but the crowd's into it. They know their part.
Roman Hemby, the tailback, quick flip outside and some space for Omar Cooper. And that's enough space to pick up a first down on their first play. He's been on a heater recently, 16 catches the last 2 games. Fernando Mendoza, boy, he was unbelievable the last couple of weeks. Hardly had any misses. Look at that, completing over 90% of his passes against Indiana State. And then last weekend against Illinois, even better, 21 out of 23. Last 2 weekends, 10 touchdowns and no interceptions. And he starts out 1 for 1 today. Right back to the air, to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. Omar Cooper with 6.
Good protection, no pressure at all on the quarterback by the Iowa defense. And what a perfect throw by Fernando Mendoza. And the one thing that we said in the opening, Paul, can you find a way to get pressure on the quarterback? And the answer is, of course, it's early. 2 passes, but nobody close. Great technique in throwing the football, nice and soft. Ball spins, easy to catch.
Perfect complimentary start for Indiana. 2 plays in, they produce the turnover. Second offensive play is a touchdown toss. Extra point right down the middle. Well, you heard about the Hoosiers having an exclamation point they threw out there last weekend against Illinois. They do it again today. The pick right away against the Hawkeye offense. And there's the easy pitch and catch to Omar Cooper. We have just started in Iowa City. The Hoosiers lead by 7. So tucked safely in behind there is Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Look at that, 19 consecutive completions going back to last Saturday night against Illinois. And he starts out today 2 for 2 and a touchdown pass to Omar Cooper.
Paul, you know what that tells me?
Yep.
He's really good. The receivers can get open. And the scheme that Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinators, gave them is given them. it's working great.
He looks incredibly comfortable with it. Now we get a look at Mark Gronowski on drive number 2. As for that Hawkeye offense, I mentioned the injuries at running back. Jazzy Patterson, the top rusher for this team, out with an ankle injury. We expect to see a lot of Kamari Moulton. Iowa's offensive line, it has been their calling card for decades. It's the group they're going to lean on here today. Experienced group, Logan Jones, the most so, making his 43rd start here today. Gronowski has the most rushing attempts for the Hawkeyes this season. Didn't carry it on that first drive. Moulton, a second time that left side has given them nothing. No gain.
You know, I thought, talking to you many times during the week, Paul, what did we say? Can Indiana get over the emotional high they had last week and come out and play well? Well, it's early, but it looks pretty good. The speed, the way they fly to the football.
A defense looking awfully good. There is their leader, Aiden Fisher, back-to-back 100 tackle seasons. Gronowski on second down. Downfield. First down, Hawkeyes. He finds Sam Phillips on the sideline for 14.
Yeah, beautiful throw that time. Just straight drop back, stay behind the offensive line, and getting a little time to throw the football. Perfect throw by Gronowski.
Kind of a typical story here in Iowa City for the Hawkeyes, Phil. There's this gap in the pass game and the run game. Running game, really good, averaging 200 yards per game. But right now, in this early point of the season, last in the Big Ten in passing O.
Well, I'll talk about it after this play, what I think.
They got a little room there. Try the ground game again, and it has not found any success yet. Tyreek Tucker in the backfield for a loss of 2. Indiana defense up front, they have just been a wrecking crew. They had 10 tackles for loss. That was in one game last week against Illinois. Aiden Fisher is the unquestioned leader. And in the back end, big news for them. No D'Angelo Pons, suffered an undisclosed injury at the end of the week. Did warm up a bit. Started as questionable. He's not playing. Ryland Gandy starts in the all Big Ten corners place.
Well, you said it right. This front four, they can get in the backfield fast, and they all can move. Good athletes.
Gronowski on the move. Checks it down. Completion out to the 37-yard line. Jones with the coverage. It's only a gain of 1 and puts Iowa in that spot. They're not real comfortable, and that's 3rd and long.
Yeah, you know, Paul, you talked about it. They're noted for running the football. Their offensive line is very good. They got to stick with it today. And, you know, Gronowski, he had a breakout game to me and to you last week against Rutgers where he ran for 3 touchdowns. He threw 1, but he got in the groove. And now the players and the coaches see who he really is, and they want to see it displayed, of course, here again today against Indiana.
Just saw D'Angelo Pons, they're all Big Ten corner on the sideline. We'll see if they go after number 10. Well protected, middle shot. Boy, that was right through the hands of DJ Vanami.
Good protection once again, and a perfect throw by Gronowski. Puts it right on the target. Right to the face. Those are, you know, at the game, you can already see what Indiana is on defense. Couple plays they score on offense, and when the opportunities are there, you just can't miss them. Two big misses by Iowa so far.
Indiana blocked a punt last week. They get this one off. Reese Dakin, and a fair catch called for on the 15-yard line by Jonathan Brady. Iowa's first possession ended with an interception. Their second ends with a punt. Early in the first quarter, Hoosiers by 7. Indiana's offense just putting up ridiculous bonkers numbers so far this season. You want to start out on the ground? How about over 300 yards in every single game so far? They've been even better through the air. 17 passing touchdowns. That was coming into this game. Best in the FBS. You like points? You like yards? You've come to the right place. They hit 50 and 500. That's just an average day for this Hoosier group so far. Points have come early and often for Coach Cignetti and his young tenure here at Indiana. They've had the ball once. Short touchdown drive ended with a Mendoza to Cooper touchdown. They're up 7-0. Now they'll try Himby. Iowa's front 7 there to greet him, but a nice gain there. Good fight at the end for a pickup of 6. Jonah Pace, the first one there. So playmakers galore for Fernando Mendoza around him, particularly Elijah Surratt. He wears number 13 at wide receiver, leads the Big Ten in receptions coming into the day, hasn't got the ball yet so far. And an experienced offensive line. Every single one of these players you see up here, they all have double-digit starts. Pat Coogan started for the Fighting Irish at center last year. Second down 4. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Still looking. And you don't see that very often. Flushed out of the pocket. Found nothing he liked, but he still got 2.
Just a really good job downfield by the Iowa defensive backs. They stayed locked on to who they were covering, and it was the blitz. Paul, the blitz picked up really well by the Indiana offense, but nobody open, and Mendoza does the right thing. Run it and then get down.
Safety Zach Lutmer came in there to chase him out and then got him back down again. Big down here for both sides. Indiana over 70% on third down the last 2 games. This is 3rd and 2.
Tight coverage.
4-man rush. In trouble. Sacked! Aaron Graves, the captain, got there.
Number 95 on defense. Graves comes in. Yep, I got him right here. Does a good job. That's one thing. Big point. Can they find a way to pressure the quarterback? And that was a really good start for this Iowa defense, and of course Aaron Graves.
18th consecutive start, makes a big play. Punt is away. Caden Weegan, last home game, took one back. Tries the edge. Got there. And Iowa will set up inside of Hoosier territory. 18-yard return for the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week.
Well, it takes a lot of speed, or you got to have it to do what he just did, going all the way across the field and still able to find a way to turn it upfield. Great job. Iowa needed this, and now the pressure to me goes on this offense. Tim Lester, offensive coordinator. Hey, if you got a special play that you think is going to be a big play down the field, I would call it right here.
They say they're gaining confidence in Gronowski throwing down the field, scripting plays in practice and games to force it to push it downfield. Fakes to Moulton. Tosses. Complete. Caught at the 30-yard line by Sam Phillips. 14-yard gain.
Okay, good pass protection that time. And what I liked, of course, against this defensive front of Indiana's is to do a little play action, get the quarterback away from the line, and wide open down the field.
A meeting with Tim Lester, offensive coordinator, as you mentioned yesterday, Phil, you could sense a real theme of pushing him to throw it downfield even more often. Pays off that time to set up 1st down and 10. In the backfield, the team that leads the nation in tackles for loss has another. And that's a loss of 2. For an update on Indiana corner D'Angelo Pons, here's Caroline.
Well, Paul, you mentioned he was questionable on the pregame injury report. He is still involved on the sideline over here. He's in the huddle with the rest of the defensive backs. He's sharing what he's seeing, including with Ryland Gandy, who took his place in the starting lineup. We'll let you know if we see anything else on his status, Paul.
Well, that's a big loss for them. Scored a touchdown on the punt block and return last week. And respected as the top defensive back in that group. Little end around, get it to Weegan. Hesitation works. And the spin helps out a little too. He's had carries in each of the last couple of games. You can see why. And that time he got 5.
Well, to go back a little, Paul, talk about how they're trying to get ways to get Gronowski to throw the football down the field. And they just set up practice where he has no choice. And they need him to be aggressive, especially in this game today where you need to think about, we got to push it a little more and try to score more points, which you always want to do, but especially against Indiana.
Starts out 3 out of 5. He's been much better since that early interception on the first drive. 3rd down and 7. Here comes a blitz. Got it out. Completes, and this will be close. He's not quite going to get there. Von Nami that time caught it. And now Iowa has a decision to make.
I tell you, Indiana, we talk about this offense so much, but this defense, you got to pay attention to it too. Again, this time, 3 down linemen, and they had 2 people running free at the quarterback.
Okay, so I said it was decision time, and they didn't think about it for too long. They're going for the field goal. Drew Stevens lines up for a 40-yard attempt. This season, he's 7 out of 9. And Stevens, with a little draw, has it right down the middle. Kate Weegan with a nice punt return, setting him up inside of Indiana territory. Stevens pays it off. Indiana leads 7-3.
Good job.
John Fanta checking in with a game break. High drama in Champaign after Illinois blew a 14-point lead to USC. David Alano from 41, from gut-wrenching last week to jubilation for the Illini. Just their 3rd win in 14 meetings with USC.
Hey, John, thank you. And how about how that had to feel for the Illini after getting beat by 53 last weekend to Indiana? They needed that in a big way.
Man, you know what that does? That just cleans everything up from last week. Now you go back, you believe in yourself, you prepare, you're going to sleep better, you're going to work out better. That's a great job by Illinois hanging in there.
Drew Stevens just kicked a 40-yard field goal for the Hawkeyes to make it 7-3. Fair catch. And the Hoosiers will begin at the 25-yard line. Okay, so the task of slowing down this Indiana offense, it's a difficult one. It is the task of Iowa defensive coordinator Phil Parker. 27th season here at Iowa. He's been with Kirk Ferentz the entire time. And yesterday, Phil, you had a chance to meet him for the first time.
Oh, yeah. It was quite a meeting. I walked out there going, boy, he's different from everybody else we've ever interviewed, but has a great feel for his players. He knows what to do against this Indiana offense, and he got what he wanted early. The interception stopped them. And it looks like so far, Paul, that he's been pretty diverse. Playing zone, blitzing, playing man-to-man. So he's at least making the quarterback think.
Kirk Ferentz gesturing on the sidelines here. And whistles blow. Referee this afternoon is Greg Blum. They back up the Hoosiers 5 yards. Phil Parker likes that. Curt Cignetti does not. Indiana's 3rd possession, first ended in a touchdown, 2nd with a punt. Kaylon Black, he finds some room off that right side, still rolling. Out to the 30-yard line. Picks up 10. This running attack, as we've mentioned, over 300 yards in every game so far this season.
Yeah, Kaylon Black, he has over 300 yards, couple touchdowns, fast, quick. Really good blocking up front and a good start to this drive.
Veteran backs as well. Kaylon Black, 4 years at JMU for Curt Cignetti, 6th year in college football. Roman Himby, his sidekick, is in his 5th. Right back up the middle. Not as much that time. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
You know, Paul, I want to go back a little in the game. The field goal and the decision by the Iowa team and Kirk Ferentz what to do. And it's you didn't want this to be turned around. You got the crowd with you and not come out of there without any points. So I think there's nothing like as a player to look up at the scoreboard and at least see a number by your team. And I thought that was a good decision, good kick, and gives Iowa just a little more faith.
Iowa's defense came through on the last 3rd down. This time it's 3rd and 2. Up the middle. Late effort, got him close. He was stood up in the backfield by T.J. Hall on a corner blitz. And it looks like that second effort did move the chains.
Tough running, that's what did it that time. Black inside, man, that was just head to head, and he finds a way to spin out of it and get the first down. It's a big job, big thing. Quiet the crowd down a little bit and open up the offense a little more.
Well, one thing you noticed watching them against Illinois last week, Phil, that their backs fall forward all the time. 1st and 10. Quickly, Cooper, he has 3 catches. Couple of quick cuts. Get him out to the 42-yard line. Picks up 7. Deshaun Lee made the tackle.
You know, you saw it there, Paul. You and I have been talking about this all week. How quick Fernando Mendoza can get the football out of his hand and just gives wide receivers, running backs, whoever it is, more time to give them a chance to gain extra yards.
Phil Parker told us yesterday, if you don't make him uncomfortable, he's just throwing on air, and he'll pick you apart. Him be the tailback, wrapped up in the backfield. One-yard gain brings up another 3rd and short. We've seen Indiana go both ways here, Phil, on 3rd and short with the run and also the pass. 70,000 ready for another 3rd down here.
Well, it's not going to, whatever they do, it won't be because they lack plays. When you watch this Indiana offense, Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, has a lot in common with the guy out in Denver for his years. They got every play you need to have success.
To the air, slant, incomplete. Through the hands of Surratt. Deshaun Lee had the blanket coverage to bring up 4th down.
That was a really good play by Deshaun Lee. And this is a big point in the game. Indiana leads the nation probably in, I call them play actions, but they call them RPOs. Good decision. He wants to throw it one-on-one. But the coverage is excellent. Gets the hand right in there to knock it out.
Phil Parker telling us yesterday we've got to be physical with their wide receivers right off the line of scrimmage. And Lee got it done there.
Yep. He was physical at the start. He stayed right with it.
Mitch McCarthy. Oh, he's not going to let Caden Weegan bring that one back. Ball stops at the 21-yard line. Back-to-back stops for the Iowa defense. Indiana leads Iowa by 3. Good one coming on Big Ten Saturday night. Oregon, Penn State next on NBC and Peacock. Here comes Saturday night, presented by Discover, an extra special Saturday night. The whiteout there in Happy Valley, and they will be ready for the Ducks. Looking forward to a terrific atmosphere coming up this evening on Big Ten Saturday night. Pretty good scenes here in Iowa City as well on a homecoming. 85-degree temperature, blue skies. And number 11, Indiana right now leading Iowa 7-3. Gronowski, the quarterback for the Hawkeyes, off to a 5 out of 7 start. Hands off this time. McNeil, true freshman, pushes the pile forward. Picks up 4 on 1st down. So Gronowski, Iowa gets the win last Friday at Rutgers, and not any kind of win for him. It felt like he and the team really found something with the way they played in that second half.
Oh, listen, Paul, no doubt about it. It did many things. First off, it gave Gronowski some confidence that he knows he can do this. He's overcoming that torn labrum in his right shoulder. But also now his teammates, the coaches, they feel better about him, and the coaches, hey, they'll just design more plays for him because of what we saw last week.
Quick slant, second time he's had it, one batted down. First one ended in a pick. Kellen Wyatt got a hand on that to bring up 3rd and 5.
That might have been a good thing because he was out there. The coverage was excellent on the outside. Could have been trouble. That is the worst. And you were a quarterback, Paul, right, of course, right here, and I was a quarterback for a while. Isn't it the worst, though, having the pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage?
As you pointed out, though, better than having it end up in the
that's right.
hands.
Yeah, but boy.
Hawkeyes now 3rd down and 5.
Always blame the offensive lineman, though.
Never a bad idea.
Yeah.
To the air. Linebacker blitz. 1st down, Hawkeyes. 3rd time they've thrown that right over the middle to Von Nami. Picks up 7.
Yeah, really good job. Good read by Gronowski. Good throw, and yeah, but when the ball gets to you and you catch it, you better be ready because there's quite a bit of boom, boom, yeah. 4 guys right there trying to take you down.
A little surprising to see Gronowski throw it more than run. He has the most rushing attempts on this team. And so far here in this first quarter, hasn't run it yet.
Well, I think the speed of that defense would be one detriment where I wouldn't want to do it as much.
Blitz again, they run right into it. And Moulton finds his way to 3 yards. We met with Gronowski yesterday, Phil. I asked him about, how do you feel about having the most carries on this team? He laughed. He said, I'm the guy with the most carries in the team. He didn't know. He didn't know it was him.
Well, listen, you know why? Because when he walked out of the room, we had some laughs. They go, did you see him? I mean, he's 6'3", 235. He's nothing but bone and muscle. And I think he can take the punishment is what I'm trying to say.
And Kirk Ferentz talked to us about it. He said, well, he is our biggest running back at 235.
I'll tell you, it was really good meeting. You could tell he was feeling good about what he did the week before, and it hoped to transfer to today's game.
Goes again, second down out of the backfield. Nice tackle out there in the flat by Lewis Moore. Picks up 2 against Moulton. Now Moore had been contesting the NCAA for the eligibility of this season. Played 2 years at a JUCO, didn't want those to count. A judge on Wednesday granted him an injunction, a temporary one, to play the rest of the season. So their leading tackler will be with them for the duration.
Yeah, he's got a couple interceptions this year. Really a big part of their football team. Indiana, I will say this, watching this game, they are fast on the defensive side. And that's the D lineman, it's everybody.
First quarter coming to a close here on 3rd down and 5. Good pocket, and another completion. First down, Iowa. Jacob Gill with his first catch.
Good read, zone defense, and Gill does a great job of finding the open hole, and Gronowski's starting to look pretty comfortable throwing the football from the pocket.
First quarter ends, Indiana with the lead, but Iowa has more total yards in this first quarter. Time for the best tradition in all of college sports, the wave.
You know, Paul, when we come back, this is a good time to do it, I think. Let me... Whoa, what was that?
Tradition in college sports. Today's song was selected by our kid captain, Jackson. Let's send our support and encouragement to the kids and their families at the Stead Family Children's Hospital.
We've got a game break from Winston-Salem. Wake Forest decides to roll the dice and go for the win. Robbie Ashford rolling out to the right, scrambling. He's picked off by Clayton Powell-Lee. Georgia Tech finds a way. They're 5-0 for the 4th time in 50 years.
Fantz is on a bit of a heater today, Phil. Both of his game breaks, games coming down to the last play.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good start.
I saw the beginning of that game in Wake Forest. And Georgia Tech was asleep playing early in the game. It's some comeback.
So Kirk Ferentz shared with us yesterday, priority number 1 wasn't so much about X's and O's, but finding a way to keep this thing tight.
Yeah.
Because Indiana's not been in that spot this year.
He goes, they haven't been tested. Can we get ahead and put some pressure on them? And I agree with that. It's a different feeling when you're behind, trying to play on offense or defense.
Empty backfield, Gronowski. Big hit right when he got it to Von Nami. A loss of 2 on that completion. Elijah Hardy, outside backer, got it. Gronowski off to a nice start here. He's hit 6 different wide receivers. Hoosiers had that one sniffed out, though.
Oh, yeah, they were all over it. The offensive linemen, they did not have time to pull out and be the blocker.
See Iowa's pass offense right there. Or Indiana's pass defense has been stingy like the rest of it. Fake to Weegan inside. And a good finish there just across the 50-yard line. Aiden Fisher makes the stop.
Hey, was that an old school play or what?
fake the end around. Running right up there.
It was like back in the 1940s. They were all running that play. But when he did it, I thought this might break. Nope. Didn't fool the defense.
Aiden Fisher making that stop. He told us this week, I love to play against a team that wants to set the tone with their physicality because we play the same way. 3rd down 6. Brings 4. Gronowski to the sideline. Right on the money to Dayton Howard. His first catch, first down.
What a throw by Gronowski. I'm telling you, he hung in the pocket. He's tough, he's big. And this is from the left hash or left sideline all the way across the field.
Told us yesterday wanted to stretch this Hoosier defense in that direction laterally, especially early in the game. First down, right up the middle. Kamari Moulton. It's fun meeting with him yesterday, too. Smile on his face, talking about being back in the lineup after missing the last couple of games with an injury.
Oh, yeah. He was, I would say he was confident, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had such energy to him. You know, he's happy to be back. I asked him some questions. He basically said, hey, I'm going to cut and we'll run fast. And if there's some big hit coming up, I don't care.
Had it all laid out for you. Second down 8. Couple of tight ends in the game. No surprise for Iowa. Uh-oh. In the backfield, dropping him. Kellen Watt was there first. Top tackler on the defensive line. Loss of 9.
Quite a few times in this game, I would say 4 or 5, we've seen defensive players coming off the edge, unblocked, and free runs to the quarterback or whoever.
We saw so much of that last weekend against Illinois, and that's Hoosiers in the backfield.
Yeah.
7 sacks.
And Gronowski now, he's been getting good, protection when he's right behind the center. It's when they moved him where he's taken some big hits and bad plays.
See if they can get inside of field goal territory now for Stevens, who does have a big leg. And around. Cut back. And they get to the 40. This would be awfully long. 57 yards out. Amari Farrell, the safety, with the stop on Nathan McNeil.
Well, it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
They certainly are taking their time.
A lot of misdirection today, though. Right, Paul? You know, the fakes, the handoffs. That time a little sweep to the left.
So the Hawks have a special teams unit huddled up on the sideline, likely to punt it away here. Reese Dakin comes out now.
Good decision.
Play clock is down to 3. Just got that one away. Well done. Hoosiers will set up inside their own 5-yard line. 11:05 until halftime on a gorgeous homecoming Saturday in Iowa City. Indiana on top. Ready for a new Law & Order Thursday. The squads are in action and justice will be sweet. New Law & Order Thursday, this Thursday on NBC and Peacock.
You know, Paul, you always hear this. You know, you got to manage the game the right way, right? You hear that all the time by everybody, pundits.
Let's see Lisa Bluter right here, Phil. She was a long time, a lot of success as the head women's basketball coach here in Iowa City. She was the Grand Marshal of the homecoming parade last night. Gorgeous Friday evening, and she is a popular figure for good reason here in Iowa City. Crowd coming to its feet, 70,000 want the defense to respond as Indiana sets up inside their own 5. Kaylon Black gets him a little bit of room out past the 7-yard line.
Wow, does he ever. He is quick and fast and aggressive.
Okay, so Indiana came out right away after the interception. Short drive, touchdown pass to Omar Cooper. Since then, Phil, 9 plays, 25 yards. So Iowa's defense, at least in this last chunk of action, has come up with a way to slow down this offense that has been scoring at will. Second down 4 to the sideline. First down. And that's Elijah Surratt with his first grab. 43rd consecutive game with a catch, most in the nation.
Well, that was a gimme. You got man-to-man coverage. He was out there all by himself, and Surratt, they either run slants, go down the field deep, or they run a little hitch. A quick throw, he gets extra yards. Really good job by the offense.
You talked about Kirk Ferentz's wish to make this uncomfortable for Indiana early. They've got him in a tight game right now, but if they allow him to move down the field, that feeling changes. Right back to the air. Mendoza, sideline. Got a wide open man. Big hitter to E.J. Williams.
Wow.
What a throw.
What a throw. Fernando Mendoza this time, boy, he loaded up, and it took a lot to get that football out down the sideline. And it is,
boy,
shoot, that was about 40 yards from down the right sideline on the left side. Really great job. Great throw.
In theory, that space between the corner and the safety and a two deep is something you can hit, but not many can make that throw like that.
Well, not that far down the field. You don't see that too often, but again, we talked about it in the open. He can make all the throws.
Kalon Black keeps the legs going, but the Hawk defense was there that time. Picks up a couple.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what I tried to do earlier, Paul, is the fact that how Kirk Ferentz is managing this game. He kicked the field goal instead of letting his ego get to him to get those 3 points on the board. He did punt the ball, got it, backed them up near the goal line. Of course, the pass changed that, but just wanted to keep it tight, keep it close, and make Indiana really work to get these points.
Himby now the tailback. Give it to him off the right side. He did a nice job of avoiding a loss there. Xavier Wampa, star safety for the Hawks, kept that to a gain of 3.
Yeah, that was Himby on the run. Hey, both of these teams, they run hard.
Offensive coordinator, second consecutive year for Curt Cignetti is Mike Shanahan. Said we've got luxuries up front with an experienced offensive line and out wide with our wide receivers. See if he finds one here on 3rd and 4.
Well, it's man-to-man.
They go with the toss sweep. Himby on the early cutback got that one done. And looks like he got just enough for the first. Yes, he did.
Wow, good play call. Good play call. It was an aggressive defense that time by Iowa. They're going to come up and try to affect the quarterback. It was man-to-man coverage, and the run was just enough of a diversion and maybe caught him thinking pass. Instead, it was a run, and you're right, Paul. Good running, good play call by Mike Shanahan.
Boy, he has fit in so well. Curt Cignetti likes what he has in Roman Himby after 4 years at Maryland. Over 3,700 yards total of rushing receiving. Moves the change that time. First down toss. Look at that protection. Omar Cooper. Incomplete. Now, there was some contact before the ball got there from T.J. Hall, but no flag.
T.J. Hall, I all week long I thought, boy, this guy knows how to cover. He's pretty good at it. Curt Cignetti wants a pass interference call, and watch as we go. Football's a little short, and if anything, you'd want to throw it across the field.
There's sideline warning against Indiana for their reaction to that no call.
Well, you know, Paul, in our short time together, we've seen a few coaches get upset on the sideline.
Hey,
what'd you say?
Maybe thinking back to a couple weeks ago at Rutgers.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, Curt Cignetti not afraid to show some fire either. 2nd down and 10. Himby. Boy, just burst through a little gap. And he got 9 to make 3rd down feel a whole lot different.
Yeah, it's, you know, Himby came into this game, you know, 50 runs, 265 yards rushing, and just made something out of it when there wasn't much there.
Boy, both he and Kalon Black hit that hole so hard. 3rd and less than a yard now. They've converted 2 out of 4 times. Tripped up in the backfield. Don't think he got there. Deshaun Lee with the corner blitz. All right, decision time now for the Indiana sideline. Zach Lutmer in there to make that stop. Hoosiers have made the decision. They're going for it. 4th and less than a yard. Kalon Black is the tailback. The whistles blow, timeout called by the Hoosiers. So 4th down. That's our referee today, Greg Blum, joining the conversation. First timeout for Indiana called in this first half. When the run game is working the way it is, going for it on 4th and 1 is, can't really call it courageous. It just makes sense.
Oh, yeah, 4th and 1. And look, his offensive line's doing a good job. They got, like I said, they got so many different run plays, too. They can disguise something, catch you off guard, but yeah, this is, you go for it right here, there's no doubt.
Crowd, as expected, has been very good today. For more, here's Caroline.
Yeah, Paul, well, as you can probably hear, the crowd has been as loud as they've been yet today on this drive. This is Curt Cignetti's first trip to Kinnick Stadium, but he made sure that he and his team knew what to expect. Omar Cooper Jr. told me Indiana usually simulates crowd noise in practice once a week, but this week they did so repeatedly starting on Monday during walkthrough. Some members of this Indiana team smiled as they took the field to booze, seeming to enjoy the warm welcome they're receiving, Paul.
Well, that crowd right now cheering on the Iowa defense. Little bit of crimson and cream out there, but mostly black and gold on homecoming here. 4th and 1, Indiana. Right up the middle, didn't get there. Cohen Intringer, the captain at safety. Huge play by the Iowa defense on 4th and 1. The safety, as he was being tackled, makes the play. Indiana leads 7-3. Big Ten Saturday is brought to you by Ford Blue Cruise, hands-free highway driving. By Liberty Mutual Insurance, only pay for what you need. And by T-Mobile. Highlights there are perhaps the biggest game in Kinnick Stadium history, 1985, 1-2. Rob Houtland from 29 yards out ends it, and Iowa knocks off Michigan. Bo Schembechler against Hayden Fry, and the 1985 team being celebrated here today. The Big Ten champion team there is Chuck Long, the quarterback, who was runner-up for Heisman that year. Ronnie Harmon was in that picture.
Wow.
A fantastic Iowa season in 1985, and they are having a good time on homecoming weekend. Kamari Moulton. And that counts as success for the Iowa run game because so far they only have 4 total yards rushing before that. Let's go back to the Iowa defense on 4th and 1.
Number 4, if I can see, it's right here. The safety comes up. But look at all the linemen. Everybody is laying that way because the running back is offset. He wasn't going to run straight ahead. They weren't going to pitch it to the right. So you know he's going to most likely come across the formation. And there is the tackle. But, man, what a great job by Intringer.
A massive play for Phil Parker on 4th down.
Yeah, and your boy Phil Parker, defensive coordinator, not afraid, that's for sure.
The blitz comes, and they run right by the back. Linebackers there to clean it up. Who else? Aiden Fisher, leading returning tackler in the Big Ten this season, keeps that to a gain of 2. But the balance for Iowa, Phil, so far has been a bit surprising. Coming into this drive, 14 passes and only 9 runs. It's normally the other way.
Well, yes, I understand. Well, I think there's a lot of things there. I think they have great respect for the defensive front of the Indiana because they do fire up. They get through the back in the backfield, so that makes it tough.
If they go with a pass.
And they got faith in the quarterback.
He's completed his last 6. That's his last 7. First down, Iowa. Out of the backfield, the true freshman, Nathan McNeil.
Really good job there, Tom. Gronowski is kind of feeling it, and now the ball is coming out of his hand great. He's on target. And I like it what they do from right here. A lot of zone coverage. Somebody's going to be open. A lot of times it's short, but they get to catch and run with it.
Came in from South Dakota State with a late season shoulder injury that required surgery, so he wasn't a part of spring ball. Waited till later in the summer to get started. And he said he's just now feeling a part and understanding of this offense. He's hit 8 consecutive. That's Sam Phillips. Gain of 21.
Well, there's one of those long throws, and that's what's so good about it. They can throw it down the field to the sidelines. One, Gronowski's throwing the ball well, making good decisions, but the offensive line, everybody on defense is bracing for runs. Here they come. Now throwing the football, catches you off guard, and a good route and a good throw.
Offensive coordinator Tim Lester, Phil, had a funny line to us yesterday. He said, in my second year now with all the comprehension of this offense,
right,
wide receivers are running more than thinking now, and that's good.
Oh, that's a great.
Working out well so far. This time he's in trouble, and that's his first carry today. Got a little less than a yard. Tyreek Tucker, defensive tackle, was in the backfield.
Yeah, they were hoping to throw a quick pass outside, and the defensive backs for Indiana were uptight and not going to let them get away with the cheap throw.
Iowa has stopped the bleeding well since the early start of this game. Their first possession for Kirk Ferentz. Second play was intercepted. Indiana with a short touchdown drive. It was 7-0 just like that. Defense has stepped up. Offense has found a little bit of success. Right back to the air. Caden Weegan. He picks up 6. Free safety Devin Boykin with the stop.
Let me say this about Gronowski. I watched him play Iowa State, and, you know, I was like, wow, I don't know. Of course, I wasn't like going, it's great. But the fact that he's gotten healthy, gotten some practice, had success on the field, I mean, you can see it. He feels it. He's feeling it. He's very confident, feels good about throwing the football, and if it's open, he's going to rip it in there.
I wouldn't doubt it if they let him throw here on 3rd and 4 with the way he's been delivering.
Well, if they don't, the only run's going to be him. Well, here comes
2-minute timeout. Iowa trails 7-3, but on the move late here on a homecoming Saturday against the number 11 Hoosiers.
Ahmed Fareed here in studio. Coming up on the Xfinity Halftime Report, we will look ahead to our game tonight live on NBC. It is number 6 Oregon, number 3 Penn State, white out energy. We will discuss that and much more coming up at the half. Paul.
Ahmed wins the suit contest today. He beat us both out.
Wow.
Looking good there, Ahmed.
Selling yourself short there, big man.
Big down here for Kirk Ferentz in his offense, 3rd and 4. Traditional thinking would be with the way they play, run it, keep the clock going. But Mark Gronowski has hit his last 9 passes. See if they let him throw. Going to keep it himself. And find very close to a first down. It looks like it'll depend on the mark. I don't think he got there.
Well, if they didn't get there, he's very close, and they're going to go for it here, I would expect. But that was a lot of window dressing there, kind of tried to confuse the defense, and Gronowski gets every inch he could have gotten out of that run.
Keep in mind at 235, they like him on the quarterback sneak.
And you got 3 big dudes inside. Can you win that battle?
There's the sneak and a little push. And looks from here like he got it. Yes, he did. First down, Iowa.
Yeah, the center is the guy that really did it, I think, Paul, when you watch it.
Center
Number 65, Logan Jones.
Starting for the 43rd time, leading the way there. Good push, the assist from Washington, the back. And with that, they get the first down, Phil. And they also now are outgaining Indiana in this first half. To the left side, big hole, Moulton inside the 10. Lewis Moore eventually made the stop, but that's a 22-yard gain.
Wow, Moulton looked fast, ready to go. Not many carries so far this year, but he's fresh. Really good job. What blocking up front? Tackle and guard together, create the hole.
Get 22 on that play, their longest of the afternoon. And remember, they only had 4 total rushing yards to start this drive.
What else they're doing? They're eating up the clock for the rest of the second quarter here to get in on halftime, too.
Back to Moulton. Reaches down to the 3. Now they're happy to keep that clock ticking. Fisher makes the stop, teams up with Wyatt. And now you've also got the threat of the Gronowski run and the keep off the edge, Phil.
Yeah, you do. I made the comment, maybe to them or to Gronowski. I said, well, anything inside the 10, you're going to carry it, of course. But this game has looked a little different than I thought. Now you got Washington in there at running back.
A little confusion getting that play in. Timeout called. Iowa still has a couple left. 7-3 Indiana, but Iowa threatening. Iowa quarterback Mark Gronowski started out 2 out of 4 with an interception, Phil, but he's 12 out of 13 since.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job. Good pass protection when he stays in that pocket. You see the wide open receivers when Indiana's playing zone. Gronowski's picking them apart, and that was man-to-man. He made a great throw to the sideline. Another good throw deep, big gains, and I got a feeling Indiana wasn't expecting this from Gronowski today.
2nd and goal. Iowa still with a pair of timeouts left here in this half. Gronowski to keep. Close. Inside the 1. Clock ticking. Now the ruling.
Yeah, they had to go in and make sure he still had the football. I thought he made it, the initial look.
Late call on the touchdown, and Iowa has the lead.
Boy, this has been, after the interception, Paul, it's all gone their way. They're running the football just a little. They're throwing by Gronowski. And most of all, they're keeping the Indiana offense on the sideline a lot.
All right, they're taking a look here to see if this actually was a touchdown. We'll do the same along with our rules analyst today, Reggie Smith. Reggie, come on in. We'll watch the replays here, and you can share what you see.
All right, Paul, first thing that we're going to look to see is, did the ball break the plane in possession prior to any part of the ball carrier's body being down? From what we're looking at here on the monitor, I don't know that the video evidence is going to be conclusive. I applaud them for taking a look at this, but I don't see anything that will allow us to reverse. So I see this being upheld.
Yeah, it took them a little while, Reggie, to make that call, but the call on the field was touchdown. And see if we can see anything decisive that would lead them to another call. Right there, he gets lost up and you can't see. Maybe we can see a little better here. Gronowski with a second surge that is awfully close.
Tight end Vanami was coming around leading the way, and I haven't seen anything conclusive, but my original thought, being up here so high, I could see his body look like from the waist up it was in the end zone.
After review, the ruling of a touchdown is upheld.
Just hard to see anything different than what was called on the field. So 17 seconds left. Iowa, who fell down 7-0 to get started here, likely to take a lead to the halftime locker room.
I would say Iowa, the confidence they built in this first half, everything they wanted to do against this Indiana team, it's almost gone their way. Time of possession. Protecting their quarterback for the most part when he's in the pocket. Tough running. And most of all, their defense. How they played against Indiana's high-scoring offense.
11 plays, 73 yards, 5+ minutes off the clock. 22 seconds until halftime, and Iowa leads 10-7. Take a look now at the Liberty Mutual upcoming schedule. as Fernando Mendoza waits for his chance here. We'll see what they do here with 22 seconds left. All right, Happy Valley is rocking and will be even more so tonight for the whiteout. A couple of top 10 teams on Big Ten Saturday night. The Ducks and the Nittany Lions, 7:30 on NBC and Peacock. Looking ahead to next Saturday, the Fighting Irish at home against Boise State. And the Gophers and the Buckeyes in prime time from the shoe. All right, Fernando Mendoza, he was the leading conversation coming into today. 5 out of 7, only 77 yards. He's been fine, Phil. They just haven't had the ball that much.
Yeah, they haven't had the ball, and when they have, they've struggled a little. The Iowa defense, very aggressive. Some of the things that you talk about, you hear from coaches, one side's going to be wrong, and the other side's going to be right. And the right side right now is Iowa on offense and defense.
It would be Indiana's first halftime deficit since playing in the college football playoff last year in South Bend.
You and I talked about this all week long, though. With Gronowski as the quarterback, we expect to see a different Iowa football team on offense. Do you agree? I mean, that's what we're seeing.
Well, based off of how he's played the last couple of weeks, he's been getting better every single week. But this has been the quarterback who's been the hottest in the nation. Let's see what they allow him to do here. Couple of timeouts left. 22 seconds.
Well, it would have to be a short pass and run. My thought, being careful here. You don't want to be too aggressive and try to make that play where it turns against you with a turnover. They get the ball in the second half, the start of it.
They do have a lot of belief in their quarterback and their wide receivers.
Now they got 4 guys spread the field.
Now they go with the draw. And a decent gain to Himby. Boy, he kept it going. Wow. Kept the surge moving. Clock stops, 15 seconds left. They hustle up. Impressive 16-yard gain. Clock moving again. Now Mendoza to throw. Sideline, right on the money to Surratt. And just like that, they're thinking about a field goal, 17 yards.
Oh, yes, they are. One quick pass.
Penalty back on the 34-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 44. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Called against Meriwether there. They tack 15 onto the 13-yard connection. And wow.
Yes, I would say they're in field goal range.
Absolutely. Niko Radicic warming up on the sideline. They have Brendan Frankie who comes in to kick from deep. And let's see which one they bring out. And that's Niko Radicic. And this attempt will be from 46. He's 3 for 3 this year.
Second charge, team timeout, Indiana. This is a 30-second timeout.
All right, so Radicic in his career is 14 out of 15, but this year, Phil, he hasn't attempted a field goal outside of the 20 to 29-yard range. You know, long at 25 and thinking about a long a much further here to end the half.
Well, the conditions are, it's a maybe a little tiny bit of wind into the field goal kicker, but that's it. On a warm day like this.
Yeah, warm day, I'd say. 85 degrees here on the last Saturday in September. But let's go back to Roman Himby. Just an incredible effort here. It looked like he was stopped and found a way to come out of that pile. And that's what has allowed them. They threw the completion on the next play. They got the 15-yard penalty, and this effort is what started it.
No doubt. This is the play that changed this drive, you know, to make it totally different. If it gains no yards, they might let the clock run out.
All right, Niko Radicic, 46 yards out. Again, his long this year is 25 yards. His career long is 41. Snap, hold. And he just snuck that one in there. Indiana, the entire operation in those 22 seconds was terrific. Picking up yardage and tying the game.
Do you see the people in the end zone watching this kick? They're going, it looked like it was going right. It moved around. I mean, that ball had some, Look, see it go right?
Yeah, I had a couple of different calls there. It looked good, then it didn't look good, and Nico thinking the same thing.
Yeah, the people in the end zone are like waving right, go left. But boy, what a change of events for Indiana. That's got to make them feel much better and confident, which I don't know if they lost their confidence. They were down 10-7, but they're in a fight.
Yeah, so Indiana gets back on the board. They got on the board right away with an interception on Iowa's first drive. Short touchdown drive ended with a Mendoza to Cooper touchdown toss. Looked like the Hoosiers were picking up right where they left off against Illinois. Iowa's defense has gotten much better since then. Just enough offense.
I would say this, Indiana on defense would go in and maybe make some adjustments. Start playing man-to-man more. Because when you're playing zone, that's when Gronowski is just absolutely just catching it, looking at the guy, he's open and making the completions.
Now, one thing they don't want is for Caden Weegan to touch this ball. A return touchdown in each of the last 2 weeks, one from the punt and last week from a kickoff. Brendan Franke has been excellent about not giving him a chance and just kicking it out the back of the end zone. And all the times he was kicking off, he's got trouble with the wind here a little bit today. He only allowed one return last week when he was kicking off seemingly every couple of minutes against Illinois. They just go with the squib. Iowa scoops it up. Bring it out to the 40, and that's how the first half will come to an end.
That's the end of the first half.
Well, the Hawkeyes haven't welcomed a ranked opponent in the last 3 years, and the first time they've done so in a while. Sees both teams heading to the halftime locker room all tied up at 10. And Mark Gronowski, after a tough start, came back strong. Hoosier offense will begin on its own 25-yard line. Moments ago, here's Caroline Pineda with Kirk Ferentz.
Coach, after an early interception from Mark Gronowski, what did you like most about how he responded?
I think he just settled down. That's a tough play for him, obviously. Tough play for all of us, but it's been a great game. Both teams really fighting hard, and, you know, no lack of effort either side.
You told us you wanted to stress this Indiana team out. How do you continue that in the second half?
Well, I think the most encouraging thing, besides our responses, was we finally popped the run in that last quarter there, second quarter. We need to get the run game going a little bit so we can be a little bit more diverse. But, we just got to stay with it. It's going to be a tough game, hard game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Caroline, Coach, thank you. Run game begins for Indiana in a big way. Roman Himby, gash off the right side, gets him 16.
Yeah, the blocking up front that time, excellent by Indiana. And Iowa, great first half, hung in the game. It's tied. But this Indiana team, very talented. You got to be ready to go out there and fight again.
Showing a lot of pace into the air. A short completion across the 45-yard line to pick up 5.
Many things give why Iowa's in this game 10-10. One, their offense, when they have the zone, the quarterback is making the passes. And as your buddy talked about, the bleed the game. So make everything tough and make the time keep moving. Iowa did that on the first half. Can they do it here in the second half?
You're talking about Iowa defensive coordinator Phil Parker.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, winning that battle in the first half. Want to get back to him here in a moment. Mendoza, quick toss to the right side. Himby. Well, he made something out of nothing there. Impressive effort to get out close to a first down and still moving that pile. Wow. We saw this at the end of the second quarter as well to set up a field goal.
Yeah, T.J. Hall, he went in there and just took on like 3 offensive linemen. And that became a scrum. But what a great job by him. But Himby, as you said, we've seen this a couple times today. Just doesn't give up, keeps going forward, moving those feet.
Keep the hot back in there on 3rd down and 2.
That's right.
Mendoza, quickly, Surratt, first down Hoosiers.
There's that, what they call an RPO, run-pass option. Everybody knows it. You've heard it so much, sitting at home or whatever. But I look at it, Paul, how do you see it? I look at it as a dangerous play. Ball can get tipped. You run the receiver into a tough tackle.
Well, they certainly run it with a high level of efficiency in Bloomington.
They almost changed my mind.
RPO equals a run that time. That time it's Kalon Black, and what a 1-2 combo they have with him being Black. Pick up 6, and Phil, it looks like this Indiana offense picking up where they left off late in that second quarter.
Yeah, this is aggressive. This is like, hey, we got to go out there and win the game physically, not, throwing the football every time. And look at the offensive line falling forward.
And operate with a lot more pace and tempo than they did in the first half as well.
This is a team that averages over 300 yards rushing a game. They had 59 in the first half.
Linebacker blitz, picked up over the middle, almost intercepted by Deshaun Lee. What they tell us yesterday, Phil, you can't let him be comfortable, and they were in his face.
Yes, they were. It was a blitz, and it was Carson Shire in there. That's what did it, and it became an overthrow because of that. Boy, Carson Shire went in there, and he really laid it on and got in Mendoza's throwing lane.
7th play of this opening drive of the second half finds Indiana facing 3rd and 4. Pocket. Boy, just dumped the ball out, had it knocked down. Was hit from the backside as he wanted to release that ball. And the punt team comes out.
Was that Carson Shire again? Or he got the tip, couldn't tell. Boy, he's locked in. You got a crosser, nobody's there.
Boy, that was Llewellyn, just like he did at the end of the Rutgers game, get just enough on a quarterback.
Wow, that football fell out of Mendoza's hand. Lucky that he got it to go forward.
They called that a fumble and a loss of 7 yards. Punt is away. And Weechin, fair catch on the 10. Indiana moved it, but in the end, the Hawks stood tall. Their offense will be on the field for the first time in the 3rd quarter next. Mark Gronowski's 59th college start, Phil, through a couple of quarters. What have you seen?
Well, I like what he's done so far. In fact, sometimes I sit up here and go, let's just keep it in his hands a little more, because he's out there in the first half, 14 of 17, only 106 yards, but it's keeping drives going. It's keeping his team on the field and keeping Indiana's offense off.
Boy, moving this direction in the first quarter, Phil. His first pass was picked, quickly led to a Hoosier touchdown, but he's bounced back. He's 12 out of his last 13.
And if we could talk to him right now, I definitely see a difference in how he's throwing the ball with more power, accuracy than he did early in the year. And we said it before the game. The Rutgers game was a big boost to his confidence, and he shows it today.
They start out with their bread and butter for a nice gain off the right tackle. And that's Kamari Moulton. He was the backup choice in that first half.
Yep. The one thing about Kamari Moulton, he lets it go. He's going to run hard. Well, all these running backs do.
Oh, they love having him back. He had a couple of carries in that first game, Phil, but went out right after that with an injury. Missed games 2 and 3 for Kirk Ferentz. Was their top choice at back at Rutgers, and has been again today.
Tell the offensive line's winning a few battles against this defense in front of Indiana.
That's what they were hoping for yesterday. Breaking tackles is Moulton and finding the edge for a first down. Safety Amari Farrell had to make the stop. Gain of 10.
Yeah, you're right. We always talk about running backs to do these games. What are you going to do, coach? And it's like, give it to the guy that's hot. And right now he is hot. Boy, what a nice little cut to take it outside. He's got 47 yards rushing, 22-yard gain there. Awesome.
Iowa's got 3 of those offensive linemen, upperclassmen with more than 25 starts. The music to Kirk Ferentz's ears. Fake it to Moulton this time. Gronowski avoids. And he avoided that tackle for loss and picks up 3. I didn't see him use his feet too often there in terms of running the ball in that first half.
No, you talked about it a couple of times. He did. And that time, even if he had more time and was not right here, gets a little there, jumps up. Nobody's open down the field and did the right thing. Just got a few yards out of that carry.
And when we talked to him yesterday about running the ball so often and leading the Hawks in carries, he said, I didn't know that. Here's what I know. I do want the ball in my hands for a pass or a run in the second half. It's time to pass. Checks it down through the hands of his tight end, Hayden Large, with his first opportunity. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, you know, sometimes there's this thing. You could throw it too hard, Paul. That was a fastball from about 5 yards away.
And sometimes those guys have a hard time picking it up through the linemen as well until it's right on top of them.
They've been successful, though, throwing those short hitch routes or whatever you want to call them right in the middle of the defense.
Well, here's the reason Iowa is winning the time of possession game by so much. They've converted half of their 3rd downs. This time it's 3rd and 7. Linebacker blitz. Gronowski. Well, he just skipped it that time to Jacob Gill.
Yeah. He was trying to be careful, and I can tell he was trying to throw it low, and it just didn't quite go exactly where he wanted. It was a little too low, and of course it bounced in front of the receiver. Let's watch and see what he does here. He's got legs like a linebacker.
Well, he had him.
Yeah, he just kind of leaned into it. When you lean into it, not to be too specific, your chest is down towards the ground. Where do you think the ball is going to go?
Ground.
It's going to go down. Yeah, to the ground.
Reese taken. Got one blocked. They got a piece of it. Second week in a row, the Hoosiers get their hands on a punt. Isaiah Jones, one of the linebackers. Special teams making a play for Indiana. Bones Jones just got it, no flag, because they got a piece of it. Hoosiers ball after this. Today, everyone's favorite night of drama returns with new seasons of Chicago Med, Fire, and PD. An all-new Chicago Wednesday on NBC and Peacock. In the background there, highlights the Corn Monument, an annual homecoming tradition here in Iowa City. Each year, students design and construct these massive structures coated with corn to show off their Hawkeye spirit. Behind there, you see Isaiah Jones, the linebacker for Indiana, one of the best special teams players in the Big Ten last year. Now as a starting linebacker, still playing and playing well on teams.
Gets in, gets the block. Very lucky right on the Iowa side that this football still went, what, 29 yards?
Yep. Kurt Signetti, Fernando Mendoza love the result. First down and 10 on their own 43. Reverse to Cooper. Escapes trouble. He got a little bit there. Could have been a big tackle for loss, but well done by Cooper to pick up 4.
Yeah, he showed his speed, and it's a good thing he needed it. Otherwise, that was going to be a big loss. And boy, Indiana searching for something to really get this offense going. And I would say just try to grind it out, because this Iowa defense, man, they played awesome in the first half, and they're off to a good start here in the second.
Boy, based off of what we saw the first 4 games from the Indiana offense, didn't think we'd look at Fernando Mendoza with only 101 passing yards right now. In trouble, little behind and drops. Oh, we'll say E.J. Williams got a hand on it.
I think Carson Shire again might have been back there.
That was Max Llewellyn, the defensive end, that came in.
Yeah, it was. Boy, thrown under pressure.
That was not a drop. That was on Mendoza. My apologies to Williams. And the Hoosiers face 3rd down and 7.
That's what they wanted to do in the defense. Pressure him a little. Let's hit him. Let's sack him. If you do it enough, the quarterback expects it's the next play.
Indiana 1 out of 3, converting their last 3/3. Sideline shot. Too much for Williams.
What a stand by the defense. That was nice for them. That time they had what they wanted. Indiana one-on-one to the outside and did not make it work.
Phil Parker's defense showing itself very well, giving up just a touchdown and a field goal so far.
I know we've said his name a few times today, but we have to, just because I said, man, when you get done coaching, you need a stand-up act. It was to the point, very direct, and I'm sure his players must love him.
Boy, that's a shanked punt. They just do not want to give Weegan a chance to return.
I don't blame him.
A little over 8 minutes left in the third, all tied at 10.
Fans are checking back in with the game break. We'll have Ohio State on Big Ten Saturday night next week against Minnesota. Right now, the Buckeyes are trying to snap Washington's 22-game home winning streak. C.J. Donaldson with his third touchdown of the season. It kept a 75-yard drive. Buckeyes up 8 on the Huskies. Back to Paul and Phil.
John, thank you very much. Seattle, an awesome place to spend a Saturday. Iowa City, not too bad either, especially with temperature in the 80s, the blue skies, and a tie game against the nation's 11th ranked team. Kamari Moulton didn't quite get the edge. Well done by the perimeter of that Hoosier defense. And they pick up 3, and we've talked about the time of possession. We do have an injured Hawkeye on the field. And that's left guard Bo Stevens. And he's one of their leaders up there, starting for the 26th time today.
Wow. Thought he was going to run off and make an appearance, but this.
So he wears number 70.
Oh yeah, gosh. Was it his right leg when he was jogging off?
So number 64, Leighton Jones, comes in behind him at left guard.
Right.
And that's a key story on that offensive line. Moulton remains the tailback. Gronowski to toss, sets up a screen. Little patience and good blocking. Good block by wide receiver Sam Phillips, 16 yards.
Boy, Kamari Moulton has just got it going today. He's got the feel. Nice job. You said it right, Paul. It's a fake the block, get down the field, and look at him shake and make people be out of position to make the tackle. Really good blocking downfield, and that's, I think we heard that a few times. You want to be a receiver for the Iowa Hawkeyes, you better block too.
Yeah, same could be said for Indiana. Impressive how much both of these receiver corps will get out there and block. 1st and 10. For a one-handed effort there by Sam Phillips. That's a catch. He's got 4 grabs today, and that was the most impressive.
Yeah, I'd say anytime you catch it one hand, it's pretty impressive. You're right. Got control. 1 foot in. Hurry up offense.
And now they're going to take a look at that.
The ruling of a completed pass in the previous play is under further video review.
All right, we'll put this under the microscope as well with Reggie Smith. Reggie, it looked like a catch from up here, but sometimes when you slow it down, your mind can change.
Absolutely, Paul. What we're looking to see is control before he goes out of bounds. And if he has control with a body, with a foot or any body part, this would be a catch. However, when I look at this, I don't see him controlling it with 1 foot in bounds. It's very tight, but I would expect replay to reverse the ruling on the field to an incomplete pass.
I think you're right. Did not have complete control of the football before that foot came out out of bounds. I love sitting at home judging these all the time as I watch the games. You know, I don't know what my percentage is, but if I was betting on it, I'd be a lot poorer.
I think what I've heard from both of you guys is correct there. It looks like he did not secure that until he was out of bounds.
Yeah. Didn't get it there. Well, it doesn't matter. His foot's out of bounds there.
That's our referee today, Greg Plum, getting a good long look at that one. Indiana scored the first touchdown. Iowa's defense has been strong since, and they've had just enough offense. Little push at the end of the second quarter there before halftime for Kurt Cignetti's side. Got that late field goal to tie it up at 10.
Well, they want to make the right call. Not everybody sits at home and you say, well, come on, it was a short pass.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling of a completed pass is upheld. 2nd down.
Okay, what I tell you, I'm always wrong.
Boy.
But you know, it's a play. So 1st and 10 is a lot different than 2nd and 5. So good break for Iowa.
So that means Gronowski moves to 16 out of 21. And this offense still has passed more than it's ran here today. McNeil now the tailback. Low snap. Gronowski just tries to salvage. Aiden Fisher, the linebacker, came in to put an end to that.
Oh man, did he like that, Fisher? Let's free shot on the quarterback.
And so that's no gain. Can't tack another tackle for loss onto this team that has the most in the nation so far. And another 3rd down. And in this range, you can see Iowa's been awfully efficient, converting 4 out of 5 times. Try it through the air, double pump, big hits, and a catch from Jacob Gill. 1st down Iowa, gain of 8.
Boy, Jacob Gill, what a good job of going inside. There's a tackle there waiting for him, and he makes the tough catch and takes a big hit.
Talking to Tim Lester, offensive coordinator, yesterday, he said, I wish I had 10 Jacob Gills.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Aiden Fisher that time was on the tackle. Now there's a tough catch. Yeah.
Hawks just barely on their side of the field.
Big 1st down, though, for the Hawks.
Keep the ball, keep that clock moving. Up the middle. And a handful more. Lewis Moore, top tackler, the safety. 4-yard gain. And this is the Iowa formula. Pick up a 1st down, go back to the ground game, and watch that clock bleed.
I tell you, you know it. You lived it. You talked about it here. I've been talking to you about this game for probably 2 weeks or whatever. Well, you know what they're going to do. Yes, everybody knows what they're going to do. I don't know why they win so many games.
As part of the formula.
Because they're good at it.
Kamari Moulton remains the tailback. Give it to him again. Well, that's a good tackle. At the 45-yard line. Keep that to a gain of 3. The linebacker, Elijah Hardy. Well, it's been easy to be impressed by the offense of Indiana, but this defense, these linebackers are everywhere. Let's see if Iowa now on 3rd down and medium again. Let Gronowski throw or go back to the ground. Call 3rd and short on 3rd and 3. Linebacker blitz over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Jamari Sharp, the corner, well done.
Yeah, very well done. Well, he did go over the back as I watched it there in replay. What do you think, Paul? Yes or no?
I say let him play.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so they get the incompletion 1, and they also get the clock to stop. Iowa's punt team comes out. That time they got it away. The last one, they got a piece of it. It takes an Indiana bounce, and the Hawks down it just inside the 15-yard line. Still right where we started this 2nd half, and that's tied at 10. Fernando Mendoza looked like an All-American the last couple of weeks. Different story today, Phil.
Well, it is. He's under pressure. The blitzing by Iowa has worked. He gets hit, can't step up in the pocket. That time, lucky it wasn't a lost ball there. Pressure again, hit his arm. And then when you finally get a one-on-one outside where you got the coverage and you got what you want, you give it a little too much and you overthrow it.
The video game numbers he produced the last couple of games had to come down at some point. He hasn't struggled, but this offense just hasn't gotten on track.
Yeah, the big thing is don't be impatient. Just keep playing the way you are.
Kaylon Black wrapped up at the 15.
You know what I mean, Paul? You can't panic as a quarterback or a coach and think, no, hey, the game is what it is. So just play it this style and try to make that 1 or 2 plays is going to be the difference maybe in this game.
Watching those highlights of Mendoza so far, Phil, one of the things I noticed, all that pressure they're getting on him, they're not bringing exotic blitzes. It's the front four getting that.
Man, when you can do that against these wide receivers in this offense, of course, more guys in coverage.
Going to keep it himself. And gets out to the 17-yard line that time. Gains 5. And they have been in these key 3rd and medium to 3rd and short so many times today.
Yeah, Brian Allen that time got in there. But, yes, again, nobody open. Zone coverage. 7 people in pass defense. And nowhere for Mendoza to throw the ball.
They've converted less than half the time on 3rd down today. This time they need 6. Here comes a blitz. Boy, he's got lots of room to go. Picks up a 1st down. Late flag comes in from the defensive backfield. Would be a gain of 10.
Don't see that too often from Mendoza. He is a good runner, a great thrower.
Holding. Defense number 3. 10-yard penalty automatic. 1st down.
Goes against Jalen Watson, the corner.
Yep, man-to-man coverage in the back. Now nobody watching the quarterback, and Mendoza does a good job knowing where to go for the 1st down.
And Kurt Cignetti told Caroline at halftime, we just need our offense to stay on the field longer. That's what they do that time to keep this drive moving as we approach 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Quickly. Out of bounds at the 42 is Jonathan Brady. Played with Mendoza at Cal last year. Picks up 3.
Yep.
And we've got a flag down.
Blitz that time by Iowa.
Holding. Offense. Number 19. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's tight end Holden Stays. And he's the one right out there, and there's the hold on Lutmer. Holden Stays in his 3rd stop from Notre Dame to Tennessee. To Indiana, and they are way behind the sticks now, 1st and 20.
Yeah, I just wonder what are they thinking? Like, they've been on such a roll with this offense and doing what they want to do. And they can't find that play or the system, whatever, right now that can just make them more consistent on the offensive side.
We got 5 officials talking there on the 30-yard line. Right at the line of scrimmage. That meeting is broken up.
Well, you got to have a place to go to dinner, so they were just wondering.
Now they're all set and ready to go. And the crowd continuing to be a factor for the Hawkeyes. Himby, another flag comes down.
Yeah, the movement by the defensive line made one of the offensive linemen just time to go, and it was too early.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's against left tackle Carter Smith. That is the loudest part of the stadium. Student section right on top of him. The left tackle 65 with the early start. Backs him up even more. Himby, big gain up the middle. Got a big chunk back out to the 40. Intringer finally made the stop. He picks up 19.
Well, good run, good job up front by the offensive line, and Indiana really showing a lot of patience in what they're doing. Entringer gets in there, gets the tackle. But you know what, Paul? They're not like panicking and trying to throw it every down. Because that's kind of what I would think and feel myself. Going, well, let's just throw it.
And leaning on that ground game that's picked up at least 300 in every game so far.
Blitz.
Draw. Stacked up. Lost the ball. And let's see who comes up with it. Looks like Indiana got back on it. Harrell got home with that blitz.
Jaden Harrell, yes, on the blitz. Just caught him. You know, Iowa's really thinking about this game, everything about it, and talking to the Iowa coaches. I did not expect them to be blitzing as much as they are. And I'm sure it caught Indiana off guard a little bit, but we've seen enough to know that now they're in a pattern. You're going to see it.
The clock winds down here in this third quarter with Indiana facing 3rd down and 15. And they're just going to let it run down and talk about this play. Indiana called timeout there. And let's go to the studio for a game break.
Watch out, LSU, fellas. Ole Miss has won 30 of their last 33 home games. Trinidad Chambliss, he stepped in at quarterback, capping a 9-play, 69-yard drive to Caden Lee. Rebels up 10 heading in the second half.
Ole Miss looking good down there.
Of course they are. I mean, man, they're always an exciting team to watch. And of course, tomorrow's a big Ole Miss guy, starting for the New York Giants, Jackson Dart. How about this third quarter, Paul? Is this one of the most exciting third quarters you ever watched?
All you can ask for is a tight game, and it's been back and forth
tight,
that way.
that's great, but boy, it's a lot of sloppy football too. The blitzing, neither team's doing great with it.
So wondering why they would call that timeout there, and the wind is at their back now, and that will not be the case in the fourth quarter. Boy, Fernando Mendoza been talked about a lot during the week. See if he can come up with an All-American kind of play here on 3rd and 15. Stands in, gonna keep it himself, and there he goes. Knocked out of bounds right as he got there. Xavier Wampa arrived with authority. And now we've got extracurriculars and a flag.
That hit looked legal to me. It looked like he was still in bounds, Mendoza, so.
So that was a giant hit on their quarterback, delivered by that man right there. Senior safety Xavier Wampa.
Terry, take a look. Number 90 might.
Wants to throw and then sees the daylight and takes off for the sticks.
Yeah, one of the defensive linemen there was watching for it. Wow, what a big hit.
Boy, that's right on the sideline. We've got a meeting of 5 or 6 officials on the 42-yard line. And Mendoza dealing with something on his right elbow there.
Is it a rug burn? Is that ice? Yeah, it's not.
The final play of the third quarter, an eventful one.
You know, I want to go back to that, Paul. You know, you think it was about the wind and whatever for Indiana?
Could have been. They wanted to pass. We've got each one of the head coaches talking to officials. We've got 4 officials talking on the 42-yard line. And at some point here, referee Greg Blum will explain. Indiana hit that late field goal at the end of the second quarter to tie it up at 10, and that's exactly how we'll head to the fourth. And a little bit of detail to be sorted out before we get there. Let's bring Reggie Smith in here. Reggie, can you make sense of this scene here?
Absolutely. Whenever you see a discussion of multiple officials, generally they're discussing an enforcement procedure based on time expiring in the second quarter.
Right, here comes the call, Reg.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. That penalty was accepted. It's fourth down. By rule, the quarter is not extended. This is the end of the third quarter.
So an offside is not the call we thought would come at the end of that. Heck of a fourth quarter on the way in Iowa City next. Now we're going to begin the fourth quarter here in Iowa City. While we're at break, Indiana declined that defensive offside against Iowa. They wanted to keep that long run by Fernando Mendoza, who will come back in and play, and they'll have 4th down and 1 here to begin the fourth quarter. Well, you see how close he got. And it'll be 4th and less than a yard. Wampa with the big hit.
He threw a lot of passes during the break, Mendoza did. Looking at his elbow, doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. Of course, lost quite a bit of skin as he hit that ground over there after the big hit.
A lot of anticipation for this game. The team that rose the most in the polls, up to 11. 1 quarter left, all locked up at 10.
Look at what he's got up top, Paul. He's got 2 one-on-ones. Nobody helping him out.
But 4th and 1, drilled in the backfield. Got close. I don't think he got there.
No, he didn't. I think he lost yards.
Loss of 1. Second time Iowa has stood up
and
on
Tringer.
Short.
And Tringer got the hit, and the wide receivers were upset jumping off the field because there were one-on-ones with 2 of them, and I'm sure it was an RPO. He had that option.
And Cohen Intringer, the safety, once again, the second time we've seen that.
Boy, what a second
call.
half he's had.
Boy, against the team that leads the nation in tackles for loss, that's Iowa's 6th tackle for loss. They're 2nd on 4th and short, and the offense takes over on the Hoosier 47. Fake to McNeil. Gronowski going low on the 36. Jacob Gill got it. Chains move.
Good job. Did he get his hands underneath it?
Well, they run the play right away so they can't review it. But just before the play was snapped, whistles blow.
Prior to the snap, replay notified the crew that the previous play is under further video review.
All right, Reggie Smith, after a quiet first half, we welcome you back in here. And we'll take a look here again at a play that was called complete to Jacob Gill, but the ball was awfully close to the ground.
And you're absolutely right, Paul. The receiver gets his hands under it. But what's hard to tell from this low end zone angle is whether the tip of that ball hits the ground. We can't see here. It looks like Gill's hands are under the ball, protecting it from hitting the turf, but we just can't tell on the angles we've seen thus far. I believe they're going to uphold the ruling on the field of a catch.
I thought on that first, go ahead, Reg.
I can't say that it's clear and obvious that this ball hits the ground from the angles provided. That's why I believe they're going to uphold.
Yeah, I thought this was the best look at it.
Yeah, it does look like it hits his hands and pops up. And then as he goes to maybe secure the catch, hard to see.
If we look again, guys, let's take a look at that one. It looked like his hand was in between the ball and the ground to bounce it back up there into his chest.
Yes.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling as a completed pass is upheld. It's first down.
Jacob Gill has come up big here in the second half with a couple of first down grabs. And now with the style Iowa plays, Phil, the way they've been playing defense, you think about Drew Stevens, who's hit 5 consecutive from 50+. This is playing into their hands right now.
It sure is. So many opportunities where they've had the ball. Can they make that drive to really put the pressure on Indiana's offense, which I don't know if you need to make any more pressure on it. They're doing a great job.
Give to McNeil. Hoosier defense there to greet him. Loss of 1. Isaiah Jones, the first one.
It's like that play, an outside zone play. You hear that term all the time, but it takes so long. The athletes up front get penetration and they stop it. I mean, very seldom has this play really had a good gain or been consistent. This is what it's consistently been. A lot of guys making a tackle.
Sideline, Weegan, well played by the Hoosiers on the edge. Back-to-back losses there. That's a loss of 2. Linebacker Aiden Fisher was there. Well, they have done their best to get the ball to Weegan, as the Indiana special teams have done what they can to avoid getting it to him. On the kickoff, Kirk Ferentz telling us yesterday, key to the game, it's not offense or defense. It's this idea of making Indiana uncomfortable in the second half. And something they haven't been so far because of how well they played through the first 4. And now they face 3rd and 13. 4-man rush. Gronowski. You got to race for it. And won't get there to the 35. And that is within Drew Stevens' range. Isaiah Jones tracked him down, and that is Gronowski staying down.
You know, a play like that, I'm watching him run, and I was almost like, if you're the quarterback, pull up and maybe look for the throw down the field.
So Drew Stevens from 54 yards out, as I mentioned, 5 consecutive that he's made from beyond 50. Snap and hold are good. And so too is that field goal.
Wow. Wow. Well, don't wonder they have such confidence in him. That would have been good from 70.
Drew Stevens counts as one of the weapons for Kirk Ferentz. Comes through right there. Early in the 4th quarter, Iowa leads by 3. Sunday night, Micah Parsons heads back to Dallas to face the team that traded him away as the Packers collide with the Cowboys in a rivalry renewed Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern on NBC and Peacock. News on the Iowa sideline, just as they took the lead 13-10, you saw starting quarterback Mark Gronowski go to the sideline, needed help coming off the field. And most of the last couple of minutes, backup quarterback Hank Brown, with helmet on, has been on the field warming up, throwing as many passes as he could. And so we'll keep an eye on the Hawkeye sideline to see what direction they go at quarterback. Iowa's run defense so far today, Phil, has looked pretty good.
I would say that might be an understatement, but it's been great. Just the pressure, blitzing, everything. That time TJ Hall gets in there. Then Lupper from the outside.
And the key thing here is a couple of these plays, the last 2, have come on 4th and 1.
Yeah, Intringer got in there. It's amazing. Just every player has had so many, I guess, say, quality plays to stifle this Indiana defense. Or offense, what I say.
Himby with a gap off the left side, just tripped up. And he picks up 7. Cornerback Deshaun Lee made the stop.
That was a huge gain if he got by Lee, that's for sure.
And so this offense that came in averaging over 50 points per game, over 500 yards of offense per game, down 3, and Mark Gronowski is inside that set on the Iowa sideline. Fake to Himby, and Mendoza spins out, and he picks up a Hoosier first. Gain of 6.
Yeah, he earned that 6 yards, I'll tell you that.
He's been running from the pocket a little more. And linebacker Jaden Harrell is the injured Hawkeye. First-year starting linebacker for Phil Parker. Wears number 41. He got tangled up down low there. And Harrell being helped off the field with the help of 2 athletic trainers. So Iowa started this season with a pair of first-year starters at linebacker. And there goes one of them right there. And Jaden Montgomery is his backup. And that is also the green dot, which means he's the communication to the sideline with Phil Parker. So Jaden Montgomery comes in. Junior from Wisconsin, only 3 tackles so far this season.
Tight coverage on the outside.
Mendoza. And he just fires that one away. A win for the Iowa defense.
I don't know why. Mendoza had the receiver to the left, did not throw it. Pulled it down and made a throw a little too late to the right side. And
there is a flag down on the 40-yard line.
There's no foul for linemen downfield. The quarterback is legally throwing the ball away.
Okay, flag down, but actually no flag enforced. Bring up 2nd down 10. Mendoza right now, a very modest 8 out of 14 for just 101 yards.
yeah, they just have so far just nothing deep down the field.
Linebacker blitz. Mendoza drilled and put it right on the money. What a strike to Elijah Surratt.
Boy, Wright got hit right in the face that time. Surratt makes the catch, but the hit, the blitz. Jaden Montgomery, I think it is, that gets in there.
My goodness, Montgomery all over him, and he delivered an absolute dime.
Yeah. Had a seam pass with the inside receiver. The corner had to come in, and the guy covering him go out, but they were too late. What a
Highly
throw.
impressive gain at 29. Keeps it himself and got a handful there off the left side. Give him a 3-yard gain. And Mendoza continues to carry more than we've seen him. And they face 2nd down and 7. Might have been his most impressive play yet.
Yeah, the pass, absolutely it was. To get that much power down the field and be that accurate when you're getting hit in the face, yeah, I'd say it's pretty impressive.
A couple of times we've seen him stand in there. He's taken more of a beating today than he did last week for sure.
Another blitz.
Looking. Out of the backfield finds Himby. Big hit. Physicality delivered that time. The quarterback, T.J. Hall.
Boy, Mendoza, the big hit out of sent him out of bounds and bloodied him up a little on the arm. Another big hit. And, you know, you're in this situation, Paul, and you remember it when you know you're in field goal range to tie the game.
Wow. That's a cornerback, not a safety.
There's T.J. Hall in there.
3rd and 2. Through the air. Sideline. Nowhere near Omar Cooper. And now let's see what they do on 4th and 2. Remember, they failed twice on 4th and 1. And they run out the field goal team.
He was trying to throw a back shoulder. So the receiver's running down the field. He was just trying to slow him up, make him turn for the catch, but he just gave it way too much ground.
Nico Radicic is 1 for 1 today from 46 yards out. That was a career long. And now from 44 yards out. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up. And that is money right down the middle. And we are back to a tie game. Phil Simms, how you like a little back and forth on your first trip to Iowa City? Hawks Hoosiers straight field goals here in the fourth quarter. Locked up at 13. The Ryder Cup is live from Bethpage Black Golf Course in New York, where America's best take on Europe's elite golfers. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Okay, Mark Gronowski limped off the field, went into the tent. You can see right now with the Ryder Cup that Europe does have a strong lead. See what happens in the action tomorrow. So there's Gronowski, went into the tent. That brace on the left knee is new since he has come out of the tent. So on the last series was helped off the field, went right to the tent. Looks like he's ready to come back, but with some protection on that left knee.
Yep, he just got over or feeling 100% with the labrum tear in his right shoulder. I'm sure he's going, oh my gosh. But up to now, he's really he's played well. I expect, yeah, he's coming back in.
Yep, Gronowski coming back in. So let's take a peek back at the play to where he got hurt.
Watch the left leg right here. Plant. Oh, and it goes inside. Man.
It looks like Gronowski is not going in. He kind of okey-doke, stays on the sideline. So the backup, Hank Brown, comes in. Out of Nashville, he played at Auburn last year. Did make 2 starts at Auburn early in the season. This year he's played in a couple of games, but it's been in mop-up time. 6 out of 8 in blowouts. Most significant time right now is a Hawkeye. Hands off, little gap off the left side, and a first down. Kamari Moulton. Lewis Moore eventually made the stop, but not before he got 13.
Yeah, Kamari Moulton is just, they found a hot hand, that's for sure, in him today. But the offensive line just gave him a running lane to get out there and pick up those yards.
You see what Hank Brown has done in those 2 games, 6 out of 8, but they came when the game was out of hand against Albany and UMass. It has not been in a tight situation yet this season. Right back to Moulton. Good tackle as he got to the line of scrimmage. Okay, so Gronowski looked like he was coming in. That was a gain of 1. Wheeler made the stop, so Gronowski right to the bike. Again, the brace on the left knee is new after that last play of the final series. Helmet remains on, and we'll keep our eyes on him.
Trying to stay loose. Maybe he can get it to where it feels. If you ride that bike enough, get enough blood in that knee, then you feel good enough to go back in the game.
Bolton is out. McNeil now the tailback. First time to pass for Brown. Weegin cuts back. There he goes. Iowa's fastest wideout picks up a first down.
What a play.
19-yard gain.
Yeah, Paul, what a play, though. The boot to the right side, then throw it all the way back across the field. Watch how far this throw has to go. Roll to the right. Throw almost to the sideline. And boy, number 70, Bo Stevens, he got a great block out there.
Mentioned his 2 starts he made last year at Auburn. 1 came against Arkansas, so he has been in a real game, an in-conference game. But that was last September. Toss sweep. Cutback doesn't amount so much for Nathan McNeil. Clock continues to tick inside of 8 minutes. Tyreek Tucker makes the stop. No gain.
Yeah, you know, you and I were talking just a little bit, and, you know, they seem like to be having more success against this really good defensive front of Indiana. And I think it comes down to this. It's a lot of plays that the Indiana defense is being out there with, the runs, trying to stop them. And sooner or later, Iowa, this is their kind of game. They can wear you down.
Bolton's been the lead back with 70 yards rushing, switches from left to right. Brown against the blitz, double pumps, and down to the 38-yard line. Important because it's a gain of 4. Now they're within comfort zone of Drew Stevens.
Well, you know, let me tell you, you talked about Mr. Brown back here, and they're going to throw a little move over the middle. Pressure went sidearm. Well, what a change of direction with his arm to get this completion. But really what I'm thinking of, Paul, boy, is that dangerous. In the middle, throwing his sidearm like that, not seeing everything. But it worked out well for Brown.
Drew Stevens ready to come in. He's 2 for 2 today. 3rd down and 7. Brown Over the middle. Tipped. Intercepted. Lewis Moore.
Throwing the field was an interception. Indiana ball. Timeout on the field.
Aiden Fisher with the pressure in Brown's face. He dropped him. And the tip ball ended up in the arm of safety Lewis Moore. 6:27 left. Iowa 13, Indiana 13. Indiana safety Lewis Moore just produced the second Hoosier interception of this day. Came at a huge time off Hank Brown.
Yeah, Mario Landino got in there, got some pressure. Lewis Moore on the other side. Ball's tipped. And it's caught. Aiden Fisher did an awesome job, too, on that play to cause the interception.
Himby right up the middle. You combine what we're seeing here, Phil, and that's a tie game. A little over 6 minutes left with the conversation about Indiana this week. And that's the fact that Fernando Mendoza was the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. And I know it's late September, but that's how he vaulted after the last game. A lot of good moments coming up here for him to show that in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, you know, listen, this is one of those games you fight your way through it.
Second down 5. Himby stretches out to the 31, picks up 3.
But, you know, Paul, to just answer your question, you know, looking at Fernando Mendoza, nothing I've seen here today makes me change my mind a lot who he is and where he's going to go. I mean, I see a lot of things. Hey, he moves pretty well. I see a very strong arm. By and large, a good decision maker for the whole year. And today, hey, who are you playing? Where are you playing? Oh, Iowa. Yeah, that's a pretty tough place to go out and just star in the game.
Third down, they need 2. Looking and delivers. Surratt kept his feet. All Big Ten wide receiver making a big play, setting them up inside of Iowa territory.
Well, that's what they haven't had in today's game. A throw, a catch, and run after the catch for good yards. But boy, Mendoza, watch this throw here. Wow, just rips it. Surratt said he didn't know what hurt more, the tackle or the catch.
Nice job of keeping his feet. Little extra run after the catch got him 25. K-Long Black now the tailback. Hit in the backfield, got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Max Llewellyn makes the play.
Oh, man, just right around. Good job, Llewellyn.
Now to the air. Mendoza. Flag is down as he throws. Incomplete. And we'll check in on the penalty that's lying on the 46-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 8. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That was huge as Indiana was creeping into field goal territory.
Let's see, number 6 come in there. Yep, Tim has been back there all day. Zach Lutmer just causing the pressure that leads to the hold.
Mendoza right now 11 out of 18 for $160 and facing second down 20. Gives to Black, finds a hole, and got a little back up to the 46-yard line, 8-yard gain to bring up third down.
It's Wampa on the tackle.
Third down and 12 for the team that made the biggest jump in the rankings this week. Indiana all tied with Iowa here in Iowa City as we approach the 3-minute mark.
Oh, wow. Safety
Here comes
blitz
a
from
blitz.
way back.
Mendoza, middle, intercepted. Zach Lutmer. And he's got blockers.
The pressure right in Mendoza in his face makes the ball go high, and what a catch. Intringer, I think, was one. Wampa was the other.
Fernando Mendoza throws his first interception of the season. Zach Lutmer with the pick, and the run in Iowa already is well within Drew Stevens' range.
Watch the two blitzers. Here they come. Boy, good timing. Hit him. Oh, and he has to, when he falls back. Boy, he makes a really strong throw, but it's just too high. And what a great job catching the interception and the run afterwards.
Hank Brown remains the quarterback for Iowa, the second series, and dragging tacklers for a good gain.
Got to be looking at the clock right now. I know Iowa is. 2nd and 5.
That was Kamari Moulton. For more on Gronowski, here's Caroline.
Well, Mark Gronowski is officially questionable, according to the team. You've seen him dealing with that injury. He spent 10 minutes in the tent. He has been working with a team doctor. When he was on the bike, he was talking to that team doctor as well. He's been jogging up and down the sideline intermittently. He's left his helmet on the whole time and been working with his teammates, being that extra coach on the field that the coaching staff told us he is all week.
Indiana calls timeout. Of course, they have the 2-minute timeout coming up. They're trying to gather all the time they can get, Phil, for what they hope on their sideline is one more chance for Mendoza.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, you get in the spot here when you watch the clock, know your timeouts. You got to take a chance, because I think I got pretty good faith in Iowa's field goal kicker.
Kirk Ferentz' main message to us yesterday: Indiana's not been in a close game in the second half. Said if we could find a way to get it to that point, he feels good about what they have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I was just going to say, overall, I think that we really heard from the Iowa staff and the head coach that they really were impressed with Indiana's football team and knew it was going to be super tough. And just by statements you just made tells you really deep down what they did think.
Kamari Moulton, 17 carries, 75 yards, just to the left of Brown. Bad snap. He gets it drilled in the backfield and goes down to the 25-yard line. And an injured Hoosier down. That's Mikal Kamara.
3rd and final team timeout, Indiana. 32nd timeout. Game clock operator, please hit the game clock to 2:08. 2:08.
So Indiana now out of timeouts. The 2-minute timeout is coming up. So coming up tonight, looking forward to what's on tap at Happy Valley. Number 6 Oregon paying a visit to number 3 Penn State on a whiteout in Happy Valley. 7:30 on NBC and Peacock.
Somebody's asking me up here, Paul, will Iowa throw the football? I don't think so.
I think that's your answer.
And if it is a throw, it's going to be, well, I'm not going to say, it has to be a screen at most. Why would you take a chance?
Well, they've got a lot of faith in Drew Stevens. He's 2 out of 2 today. And 3rd down and 5. The back, of course, Kamari Moulton. Stevens awaits. Oh, they will throw. Brown, screen, and he missed him.
That's big.
Clock stops.
All right, don't get cocky, because you might have guessed it. If they throw one, it's going to be a screen. But what it did, though, it didn't get to the 2-minute warning.
Number 24.
Clock stops 2:05, all tied. Drew Stevens comes out 2 for 2 already today. He's made from 40 and from 54 yards out. This from 42 to give Iowa a 3-point lead. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up. And he missed it. Drew Stevens pulled it, and we remain tied at 13.
Still 1 second left before the warning. 2:01. Yeah, the incomplete pass stopped the clock for Indiana.
And that was left from the start for Stevens. He was 9 for 11 on the season, and an untimely miss for Stevens and Kirk Ferentz, and now Phil Parker's defense will go back to work. And Fernando Mendoza will have a chance to respond to his first interception of the season. Mendoza begins this drive 11 out of 19. His tailback is Roman Himby. Draw. Not a lot there. And that's how we arrive to the 2-minute timeout. Aaron Graves makes the stop after a gain of 3. Setting up for an awesome finish here at homecoming in Iowa City. It's been tight the entire way. Less than 2 minutes left. And we're all tied at 13. Fernando Mendoza, Drew Stevens have been a big part of the story here in the back half of the fourth quarter. Let's take a look. Mendoza, last drive ended with his first interception thrown of the season. Zach Lutner, he wasn't done right there. Good run back, set up Drew Stevens, but he pulled it. Had made his previous 2 today. See if he gets another chance. Right now it's Indiana with the ball. All tied at 13. The Hoosiers have no timeouts left. Mendoza, sideline, got him. Big gain down to the 48-yard line. Elijah Surratt, his top target, gets 25.
What a throw, what a route. Watch Surratt. Outside, he knows the football. He's covered, so he looks for the back shoulder, makes the catch, and what a throw by Mendoza.
Quickly, Cooper off his fingertips. 2nd and 10, clock stops, 1:41 left.
What would you say, Paul? That last throw and catch by Mendoza would be the throw of the day for him.
Well, he's had some candidates here with people in his face here throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, that time he had good protection, nobody in front, and he could really put it exactly where he wanted it, and it was.
Just saw Nico Radicic on the sideline, 2 for 2 today from 46 and 44 yards out. Here comes a blitz. Mendoza in his face, threw it away. Just got that one off. 1:36 left, 3rd and 10.
Now the defensive coordinator for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Phil Parker, he has got a lot of stuff up his sleeve. That time just a terrific blitz. No way they could pick it up, and Mendoza lucky that he didn't throw it where it could be intercepted.
Boy, they have turned up the heat in the second half with linebacker and safety and corner blitzes.
Yeah.
Much more than they did in the first.
And you said it right. He is taking, yeah, they got in his face, but he's taking some big hits.
Need to get to the 39 here on 3rd and 10. Slant, a run, and there he goes. Elijah Surratt, touchdown Indiana.
That was a all-out blitz. Everybody, one-on-one coverage. Good route, perfect throw.
3rd and 10 leads to the touchdown for Elijah Surratt. Extra point gives Indiana a 7-point lead with $1:28 left.
Well, this is all out. Everybody on the blitz. One-on-one coverage in the backfield. Surratt.
Elijah Surratt, an incredible day. 7 catches for 156 yards and that touchdown. Fernando Mendoza says thank you. And the Iowa fans have 1:28 left.
Yeah, TJ Hall, I think there had the chance to bring him down, and that makes it tough. You know you're one-on-one, there's no help.
Look at that production for Elijah Surratt. We talked to him during the week. He said with a smile, oh, my quarterback, Nando, he's the truth.
Yeah, he is. Did he also say that, you know, sometimes he just throws it too hard?
Threw it right on the money that time. They come through for each other. They had no timeouts left. They put the touch on the board, and to see what quarterback Iowa runs out now. The last 2 series have been led by Hank Brown, and he comes back out again. Mark Gronowski left with an injury, apparently to his left knee. He put that brace on it after he came off the field, and he has watched Hank Brown the last couple of series, and it's Brown, the transfer from Auburn, who will try and bring Iowa back.
You know, go back to that blitz, Paul. You know, if you blitz, sooner or later, you're going to give up probably a big play. And that blitz there, I don't disagree with it, but the tackle wasn't made after the catch. Is what you count on.
Iowa does have all 3 timeouts left. Brown looking. Gets rid of it. 2nd and 10. Lucky to avoid the sack. And it was Aiden Fisher in on him.
Yeah, Aiden Fisher, he's had a great day for this defense.
We talked about Iowa blitzing quite a bit, and Indiana's linebackers have had the green light to do the same. Kirk Ferentz facing 2nd down and 10 with his backup quarterback. Another blitz. Brown near the 30-yard line, short completion. They get 5. And again, Iowa cannot stop the clock. Von Nami, the tight end. Pardon me, Iowa has all 3 timeouts left. It's Indiana with no timeouts. Hawkeyes hanging on to him. Another completion out to the 40. This time it's Phillips.
Wow, Sam Phillips, that was a nice catch. That football, Brown can throw it, so he gets an opportunity. He can get it down the field for a big completion.
All 3 in their pocket. Brown well protected. Back across the middle, almost a catch. Fingertips of Jacob Gill. 44 seconds left.
Yep, Jacob Gill in a good position.
And Gill stays down. He's had a big afternoon so far for the Hawks. 3 catches, couple going for first downs.
I mean, I'm not going to try to guess the injury. But a day like this, mid-80s, all the plays, the emotions, could just be a cramp.
Elijah Surratt just put the touchdown on the board for Indiana that has them up 20-13. Has been the best playmaker on that side today. And now Kirk Ferentz looking for one of his playmakers to step up with his backup quarterback, Hank Brown. Only bring 3. Brown. And a completion just inside the 50. Hawks do have those 3 timeouts. They're hustling up to the ball.
Great job by Dayton Howard just coming back for the catch.
Clock ticking. 35. Brown. Okay, clock stops now with 31 seconds left. It's back up to the last completion, Phil. His best play yet.
Yeah, it really was. Going down the field. And then here comes the football. Oh, man, yes, run. Two guys making the going for it.
Dayton Howard with that catch. Iowa now working inside of Indiana territory. Brown. It was hit right as he released it. Incomplete. Ball touched the ground. Isaiah Jones claiming he has it.
Incomplete pass. It's third down.
24 seconds left. Brings up third down.
And Brown coming in, yes, making throws. Got to get rid of it just a hair quicker. Too much pressure. They're only rushing 4, maybe 3.
The ruling in the previous play of an incomplete pass is under further video review.
Okay, they're going to take a close look at this to see if Isaiah Jones did come up with the pick. It was ruled incomplete on the field. And we'll bring our Reggie Smith back in here to take a peek. Reggie, what do you see?
The low end zone shows this ball hitting the ground without being controlled. This is an incomplete pass and should be upheld.
The pressure from Tyreek Tucker. And that looks like, as Reggie pointed out, looks like it will remain an incomplete pass. So, Phil, you're looking at Iowa now, 3 timeouts left, just inside of Indiana territory, and down 7.
Well, it's easy what to say to do. You got to get the ball down the field. There's many ways to do it. And, you know, the first thing is to make sure you're not getting blitzed and you won't protect it. So do you have enough guys? Keep the running back in, the tight end, whatever. But the other guys, you know, they call it run down the field and let the quarterback maybe manipulate it just a little bit with the look. Look left, turn, and throw right. Because I would think Indiana's defense is going to play somewhat safe.
So again, in at quarterback, it is Hank Brown. He spent his first 2 years collegiately at Auburn, transferred this season to Iowa before the start of the season, and is the backup, but Mark Gronowski has been out.
You know, I kind of say that.
After review, the ruling of an incomplete pass is upheld. It's third down.
Okay. I'm going back to what Tim Lester said about the offense and how he likes to throw the vertical passes and all that. And that's what you need to see here. You need a big game. You need a touchdown.
Gronowski went out earlier in this fourth quarter. This is the third series being engineered by Brown. Third down 10.
It's going to be a 4-man rush, but the big question is which 4?
It is 4. Brown, sideline. Miscommunication as Dayton Howard just continued down the field. 20 seconds left now, 4th and 10.
I don't know if he was trying to throw a back shoulder there. If he was, it was way off. But now, no matter what, 4th down, you take a chance.
Comes down to this for Iowa. They had the lead earlier in this second half. They had it tied at 13. Indiana just went down and scored, and it comes down to this for Iowa's chances. 4-man rush. Brown, middle, incomplete. Turnover on downs.
That was the play you've been looking for. He had it. Just threw it too hard and high a little bit.
4 consecutive incompletions for Brown. And Indiana will just take a knee.
Oh. Yep, just too high.
Just off the fingertips.
It's one of those things that I'm not watching and correcting anything, but Paul, it's where you look at the guy down the middle, and if you look at it right and turn, you get the guy on the outside who's going to be open, which would at least give him a chance to catch and get out of bounds.
So the questions about how Indiana would respond in a tight game in the fourth quarter. They persevere with a touchdown pass late. Fernando Mendoza will take a knee. And the team that took apart Illinois last weekend will escape Iowa City with a 7-point win.
First team charge timeout, Iowa. 30-second timeout.
So Iowa had those 3 timeouts. They used one. Curt Cignetti not happy on the sideline. And he'll have plenty of coaching points, Phil, but you got to win games like this in a tough environment late in the 4th quarter. So we go back to Mendoza. Last time they had the ball, finds Surratt, breaks the tackle, and off he goes. That was the decisive score. That's the final play.
Yep.
Second team charge timeout, Iowa. 30-second timeout.
No, that won't be the final play. Iowa uses the timeout. And Curt Cignetti continuing to find reasons on the sideline to coach him up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yes, he's upset. Well, Indiana and both teams, Paul, but Indiana showed us one thing. They can play a game when it's rough and not going their way. And it didn't go their way today, and I give Iowa all the credit. Their defense, I thought Gronowski there for quite a bit. I said, man, they got the right game plan here on offense and defense.
Yeah, a lot for both teams to feel good about. But in the end, a lot of faces like that here in Kinnick Stadium. Indiana made the biggest play late in this 4th quarter. And they take a knee. And Iowa could stop it again.
I mean, Mendoza, go back there and take a knee. Stood up. He could have gotten really hit from behind.
Clocks go to zeros. And Indiana's first Big Ten game on the road was a thriller.
Game clock operator, please put 3 seconds on the game clock. 3 seconds. Timeout, Iowa, their 3rd and final. 30-second timeout.
Okay, so that was their final one. 3 seconds left.
4th down.
Let's take a look and see what Indiana has here coming up. They will stay perfect on the season.
Wow.
Bye week. That'll be a big one at Oregon. Again, Oregon plays tonight on NBC and Peacock at Penn State. And that's what the Hoosiers have. They also have number 3 Penn State early November.
I don't think we're going to see Joe Pisarcik at quarterback here or something and fumbling the ball, and Herm Edwards ran for a touchdown.
Not the Meadowlands here, so final seconds will tick off. And Mendoza going to give up points there.
It's really going to hurt his stats running the football.
Indiana's rush yardage will be worse for that final play. So he had to take 3 seconds off the clock because it was 4th down.
Yeah.
And he just decided to keep it going there and run through the end zone. And a win is a win. Indiana comes to Iowa City and perseveres 20-15.
I think a lot of people, if they watch this game, Paul, today, if you're a fan, that you're going to sit there and look and think, I think you're going to think more highly of Iowa and what they saw from their football team.